Welcome back, everyone, and guess what? We're still here. We're still here. No sleep for esports. Passion Stone all the way. Bring it all on. You know what? While we're at it, we'll just continue casting all the other tournaments throughout the world 24/7.
That's the thing we've discovered tonight. It's 4:30 a.m. in Korea. We've discovered tonight, Chobra, that we don't need sleep. We don't.
We run on passion.
Recharge on pure esports passion alone.
That's true. And some pizza. That's true. We had some pizza.
I'd hold it up, but that'd probably break some sort of sponsor rule. But there is pizza right there.
So here we are going to the tiebreaker final match. And all right, we'll give a quick overview because we're going to jump right into the game. It is a best of 7, but all best of 1s. And continuing with the all-kill format, so the winner continues to select their next opponent. And they've already all submitted one deck for this tiebreaker match before the day started, so it's been all predetermined.
The decks are locked in then.
And they can only play that one deck throughout this tiebreaker match of best of 1s.
Okay.
In this, so and 7 best of 1s basically.
We actually have those decks already.
Yes, we do.
So Lifecoach will be playing Warlock, Strifecro, Warlock, Orange, Druid, Savitz will be playing. Oh, it's not on my sheet. It's just displaying. Solcio, Warlock, Lukesam, Druid, Flurry, Warrior. I like Flurry. Palmb
with the bro.
Whoa, wow, all right.
Well, we're jumping right into game number 1. Lukesam has chosen Orange as his opponent. Let's get right into it.
And it's interesting, Orange going a Druid, actually it's a Druid mirror between these two.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I guess, both of them kind of going for a deck that's consistent, but also
inconsistent.
Also inconsistent.
No, just mostly consistent.
It's mostly consistent.
Orange is like, oh, dude, I just played a Mage mirror, man.
Yeah, the mirror is pretty rough.
Orange
Here's my
stressed
prediction.
out.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Yo, what's gonna happen?
Luksam's gonna win 3 more in a row, and then he's gonna save Savitz for last, and Savitz gonna come in with his Shaman, going back to his roots, and reverse sweeping.
I think everyone's gonna lose, and Solcio is gonna come in and redeem himself.
That would be a story. He'd be like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm still the best in Korea."
That's right. Like no, at the end, like a huge cloud of smoke appears in the studio, and out of it steps Jungle Ramu. And he's like, I've practiced with all the cards I got from that Facebook post, guys. I'm back to save Korea. And he jumps in the booth.
And then suddenly all the refs run in and they're like, no, no, no.
He just plays backspace rogue.
Well, the innervate really going to help a lot. Although,
there's a Savage Roar
growth.
There's a Savage Roar for Lukesam. And so as he builds this board, it will continue to be scarier and scarier here for Orange. Orange already pretty far behind this game. Yeah, things are bad for Orange.
Yeah, man. This is flashbacks to the Mage Mirror here.
Yeah, Lukesam just really getting the heart of the cards, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I realized about Solcio and his team Gatsio?
What?
Solcio is like Ash Ketchum. And the best players in Korea are like his Pokemon. And he's just got to catch them all, man. His team is his Pokedex, and he's just like going around catching all the best players, putting them in his Pokedex.
That's actually pretty true.
What's going on, you know?
Wow, double Wrath just to get rid of it.
Catch them is his real test. Train them is his cause. And yeah, I mean, the double Wrath is desperate, but Orange is desperate. You have to do desperate things in desperate times.
Yeah, and in the mirror, sometimes the desperate things are not as bad as they might be in other matchups, actually. It sounds weird.
Does it?
It sounds kind of weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, but for instance, things like this, right? An early VGH, that's fine. You have to play as if you're playing against Zeus something at this point.
Well, you know that the only real VGH target is going to be Dr. Boom, but with Keeper the Grove in the Druid Arsenal, I don't really like that play for Lukesam, just to kind of throw that out there.
Yeah.
That tells Orange that he's got Savage Roar. That should tell Orange that Savage Roar is in the hand of Lukesam.
He's going super aggressive. So Lukesam
That's
a
the
little bit
only reason
rushed.
you do that, yeah. Orange is like, Is that a pet? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Mom, I'm playing Hearthstone.
Mom, I'm playing with $3,000 on the line. Take you out to a nice dinner, Mom. Thanks.
You just got back from that event. Oh.
I think it might be a pet, actually.
Gotta go do the dishes. We're about to find out. I'm not even watching the game anymore. I'm just watching his webcam.
It's like a flying squirrel that flies across cams.
It's like an alligator or something. What do people have for pets in Sweden?
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, aside from dogs and cats. Do they have dogs and cats? Or are they allowed to have dogs and cats?
Do they ride elk like that elf from the Hobbit movies? That would be sick, man. That might just be Canadians, actually.
Well,
saw that in Minnesota a couple times. Yep.
All right. Well, it's still the board going, in favor of Lukesam.
Sure is.
But both of them have Savage Roar, so.
Yeah, but the difference is Lukesam has a taunt. Oh, there's Dr. Boom.
BGH is gone for Lukesam.
Yep, he should have saved it.
He's going to have to Savage Roar, I actually think.
Do you?
Or no, you have Wrath. You have Wrath. You Wrath it with your Shredder. But here's the thing, like with this board, with Lukesam, you actually have to deal with it now because it has way more damage than you. At which point, if you... Okay, I actually think you have to Keeper of the Grove, the Loatheb, and then Wrath, the Dr. Boom, and go to face with the Zombie Chow and the Sludge. Because at this point, if you kill the Zombie Chow on your own, you're admitting defeat to some extent, in my opinion. Oh, snap.
Wow.
Orange is like, no way.
It's really good because he can clear Loatheb with that, and then he can Wrath Dr. Boom. And he can even silence one of those boom bots.
Oh, yeah, that way you can silence one of the boom bots. That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I kind of do like silencing one of the boom bots, actually.
Yeah, don't go for the cycle. You have the Azure Grave for the cycle.
Yeah. But definitely kill off Loatheb.
Went for the cycle.
I feel like Lukesam is playing a bit too fast right now.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little bit rushed.
Clears Dr. Boom, though. All right, that works. Can play Emperor Thars the next turn, actually, Azure Drake. And Orange just really doesn't have much at all.
He has nothing, man.
You can kill the Zombie Chow. You can get 5 health back, so he's still certainly in it.
But Lukesam just... He has Larson and Azure Drake. Doesn't get much better than that against a hand with all 3 spells. Oh,
wow.
man.
On curve.
Man, today was just not the day for Orange.
You know what you call that? Top docked.
Top docked.
You draw Dr. Boom on turn 7, it's top docking.
That's pretty good. Well, 11 damage on board. And then 8, so 19. Plus hero power, 20.
Well, Druid of the Claw, perhaps.
Well, you gotta do something with it, right? I wonder if you were gonna do that. Wouldn't it? Oh, okay, that's how he's gonna clear it up.
Well, if if Force of Nature is drawn, I believe it probably is.
Oh, actually, well, yeah, it has to be.
All right. Well, we'll get the double draw out of Ancient of Lore, perhaps, and see what the Boombots can accomplish. Or we'll get the single draw.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he's going to do it.
And will it clear itself? Oh! Oh! No way!
Are you serious? Orange just has to laugh, man. I mean,
yeah, at that point, you just know that the game was against you at that point.
These last 2 games, Lukesam is.
You gotta get the taunts, but
he's been very fortunate. All right, well, he's got scenarios that may keep him in it. Oh, is that
That's
lethal?
game with the spell power.
It is.
Oh,
it is.
man.
Wow. And that's it. So
Holy
Orange
cow.
taken out by Lukesam. Lukesam he just wasn't done slaying people yet.
Wow, Lukesam. What a guy.
So Lukesam gets to pick his next opponent, doesn't he?
Yeah. Orange just, man, he's kicked off the last match really well in the beginning, but
yeah, that's the end of the event for him.
Yeah, that's the end of the event for Orange. So we will not be seeing any more of his play here in Korea for some time, but Lukesam, who does he want to play against next? Who do you think?
I think he's going to pick Lifecoach.
I think he goes in reverse order.
Or Strifecro.
You think so?
I think so. I think he saves Savitz for last.
Yeah, I think he does. Oh, actually, we're seeing a preview.
Oh, you're right.
Looks like Savitz has connected.
Well, I suppose if he sees Savitz as kind of like his strongest opponent so far, and Savitz has been the best performing global player in the event at this point, especially today. Yeah, try to get rid of him early.
Yeah, just take him out. Or maybe he's just trying to set it up hard for his, other teammates here in Korea.
So that is going to be then a Druid versus Shaman. Yeah. Wow, yeah, Savitz just bringing something really out of left field here.
Yeah, well, you know, when it's a best of one, sometimes that's what counts.
I wonder if it's Mech Shaman.
I think it might be, given that it's a best of one.
Yeah.
It
can
could
get a bit crazy.
But also because it's a best of one, in fact, it could be even crazier if it kind of just brings like mid-range control.
Yeah, maybe. We've been seeing people kind of experimenting here and there with Shaman, so.
Yeah, but in a best of one, I think it's better to go like all-out controller, all-out aggro, right? Just try to all in on one side, and that way you'll also have either a counter or kind of just a race for the finish. That's just my take on it.
I think in a best of one, you just can't go wrong any style you
That's
pick. You
true.
just have to try to hope your deck goes off in the way you've designed it.
There we go.
Hybrid Hunter, yeah. Everyone should just play Hybrid Hunter. There you go.
Or Zulok, yeah, there we go.
Yep.
It's set for you guys. But looks like we'll be jumping right into the game after a quick introduction of Savitz for those who might be tuning in now, especially in Korea.
There he is. Oh, and undoing a couple buttons. Oh wait, no, it's just T-shirts. It's down really low. Oh, he's getting comfortable there.
Yeah, well, Savitz has returned to try to take things back for the Global Geniuses.
It disturbs me that everything in his room is white.
I kind of like it though, because it's not all white. It's different tones of beige and white.
It kind of makes him look like a supervillain, though.
Yeah, it does. It does, with his hair and everything.
Yeah.
Well, Lukesam, can he continue? He's tired, but he's going strong. He's beaten all 4 players in a best of 5 so far. Can he do it in a best of 1? Let's find out right as we jump into the second game of the final best of 7.
The only Shaman we will see in this tournament.
That's true.
And Savitz putting it all on the line.
Yeah.
What kind of Shaman is it? Oh, it is Mech
Shaman.
There's the Fell Reaver.
This could go a long way.
It could, or it could crash and burn really,
it could really
spectacularly.
Especially against Druid, it could crash and burn. And oh, does Lukesam? Oh, Lukesam keeps it. He expects the aggro.
I think it's and I really feel like this is a trickier deck to play than people give it credit for.
The Mech Shaman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think it is. Well, that's gonna get Wrath.
Is it immediately gonna get Wrath?
Well, you run the risk of taking 3 damage, right? If they play it Mech, and is it worth it to take that risk?
But do you want to save the Wrath for something like Mech?
Apparently, Lukesam does.
Okay.
He's going to go for that Wild Growth, and we'll see what Savitz draws. If he draws an Annoyatron,
then things go really south here.
He did not draw an Annoyatron.
No, he has a Fire Guard Destroyer. Yeah. That could be pretty troublesome. Of course, there is a Silence in hand for Lukesam. In hand for Lukesam.
That doesn't rhyme.
It kind of does.
In hand for Lukesam? In hand for Lukesam?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta bend the rules a little bit.
Do you really?
Yeah, you gotta take some poetic license there.
Can't interrupt that flow. Well, I think you Wrath one.
Yeah, now you definitely Wrath one.
Then next turn you can keep early grove the other one, if you need to.
Okay.
Spider tank.
Well, that's actually pretty good.
Yes, it is.
It's a really beefy minion.
And it's hard to deal with too because swipe doesn't do it.
Nope.
Keeper doesn't do it. Probably just gonna have to swipe.
I think you do swipe though, because that reduces the damage on the
Spider tank.
too.
Spider tank.
Dodge, whatever.
Spider.
Can't.
Can't go.
Oh, okay. He goes for. All right.
Leaving the mech out.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess that there is the fact that Savitz could just play another mech, you know?
Right. I mean, that's true. But then you could have hero powered the Power Master and other things. But yeah, now with the silence down, it's 6-6.
It's still 3 damage incoming either way too. I think Lukesam made a pretty big error there. I am surprised because now how do you deal with this?
Well, now you gotta swipe the Destroyer and just trade your Keeper for it.
Yeah. Luksam's in a bit of trouble here.
Oh man.
I think, is that Felguard gonna come down next turn?
The Fel Reaver?
Fel Reaver? Yeah.
I think so. It can be dangerous, but I think so. First of all, Druids aren't going to play too many cards while getting rid of it at the same time. That's just not how the Druid cards work. So I think it's worth it. And you have the silence for anything annoying in the way, like a Sludge Pressure or a Sylvanas. So.
Savitz has got to be feeling pretty good. Sells a 3-3 on the board. He's going to go with the Paladin Shredder instead, yeah.
Oh, because he was overloaded, correct? Yeah, he was overloaded because of the Fire Guard Destroyer. That's what it was.
Oh, you're right.
We can't see his mana crystals logged.
Yeah, that's right. Sylvanas will be Earth Shocked and then destroyed. Now we're going to see that Fel Reaver, I think. Yep. There we go. All right.
Wow.
This is intense. So will it just be Dr. Boom here?
I think so. I
think you kind of have to, yeah.
But that's game. That's actually just game.
Oh, 8 plus 6 plus
14.
3. Yeah, you're right. That is game.
game.
Savitz is going to take it on turn 7.
Oh,
we don't need those cards. He's got it.
Savitz is back with the Shaman.
Wow. That is hilarious.
Now, what does he choose to show? I mean, most people kind of know what's in the Shaman by now, but
yeah, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, there we go. Power Mace, I think, is fine.
Yep, and Lukesam, after his amazing run today, winning 4
incredible.
best of 5s, beating everybody from the Global Geniuses, finally taken down by the Mech Shaman of Savitz.
Wow.
That was a short game.
Yeah, well, that's how Mech Shaman games tend to go one way or the other most of the time.
Yep.
But Savitz is back to try to take things back for the Global Geniuses. Now, who is Savitz going to select next?
I think it's going to be Solcio.
Taking it back.
I think so. I think he
oh
wants
man,
to...
the ultimate shame coming towards Solcio. Can he redeem himself? Now, what class did Solcio bring?
Solcio is bringing Warlock. So
do you think it's handlock, given that it's Solcio?
Probably, yeah. Either way, I mean, having those Earth Shocks can be pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't have X and things like that, but I don't know. I think it might be okay. It depends on what he thinks is going to be the best. He could. The other options are Warrior and Rogue for Flurry and Palmb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, we also don't know. It's a best of 1. We don't know what archetypes they have, so
yeah.
It's kind of hard for even Savitz to say, like, oh, well, this is better. Probably going to avoid the Warrior, in my opinion.
I think Rogue wouldn't be a bad matchup because generally the mech stuff has a little bit higher health, so it's harder for that to be, you know, blade flurried quite as easily. So.
And Rogue, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be an oil rogue.
Yeah, but if you play against Rogue and they get an early backstab SI7 agent and all that, if you get thrown off your tempo with Mech Mage or with Mech anything, Mech Shaman, you're really going to have a hard time sticking with it. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I mean, you can either try to go for the strategic mind games there, or just kind of the emotional mind games against Solcio, I guess, for Savitz.
Yep, we'll have to wake up whoever is going to play and get him in the booth. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. Savitz probably has made his decision by now, and they're setting up the account for the next Korean player.
Well, I would imagine they just have it all on one account so they could just...
Actually, yeah, for the people in the booth, yeah, perhaps that is true.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're ready to meet the next player.
All right.
And it doesn't look like
it's
Solcio.
Flurry, I
it's
believe.
Flurry. Flurry hasn't played at all today.
Yeah.
This is his first, and it could be his only game.
But he did extremely well yesterday.
He did.
Yeah.
He played very well yesterday, and can Flurry come back and play more than one game, really? That's what it comes down to. So Flurry is the one who brought the Warrior, okay.
Yeah. So we have Mech Shaman versus Warrior. Savitz knows. He knows it's Warrior.
Right, well, we'll find out what type of Warrior it is as we jump right into the third game of the tiebreaker best of 7. All-kill format between all the players. Let's get right into it.
Shaman has always been traditionally a pretty good matchup against Warrior, but that was back with the more mid-rangey traditional Shaman. I don't know if Mech Shaman quite applies. It looks like it is going to be Control Warrior.
But this is a pretty good start. It's okay.
Well, Fiery War Axe for Flurry would be a good response.
It changes everything.
If he doesn't have a Fiery War Axe on the first turn, he's going to be in trouble. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He does have the... He does not have the coin, too.
Nope.
Oh boy. So
now for Savitz, do you put out the Annoyatron in expectance of the Fiery Warrior?
No, you absolutely put out the Whirling Zappomatic.
Yeah, with the...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every time. And then you put out the Annoyatron second turn so that if they draw an axe, they can't use it to kill it. Because it's okay to do 6 damage next turn.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Well,
Savitz is probably feeling pretty good here. Yep, there's the Annoyatron, and so
and he has another Annoyatron.
Wow.
This could end super quick.
It could, because next turn he can play that Rock Biter weapon and the Annoyatron. Oh, but there's the shield time, so okay, it's dealt with.
Dream dead.
It was close. Close.
That's not so exciting.
Yeah. All right, so probably going to see that... oh, he's running a Hex. Okay, cool.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Well, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Anyang. All right, so he's going to kill the Armor Smith probably with this.
Yep. Face. Now you're going to start chipping back away at that armor.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a pretty decent hand for Flurry right now.
Yeah, it's pretty thorough for the next couple turns, actually.
Now, do you want to actually use your Death's Bite here? Or do you just shield block? I think you could Death's Bite and then run into the one with Divine Shield.
Yeah.
And then next turn you could do that and then finish off the other with the Kill Taskmaster.
Yeah, and then you can shield block next turn too.
That's right.
I mean, either way it works. You'll still get it with the Death Rattles.
True.
So.
True.
Now, does he play the Fire Guard Destroyer?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I mean, because if you don't, when is there really going to be a better time to play it?
But you can put down the Cogmaster here too with it, and it's behind the Annoyatron. So I wonder if you do it this way, because
I see it.
If you play it and it's overloaded, well, actually, if it's overloaded, you still would have had these two next turn.
Brawl, wow, that's pretty helpful. Flurry getting all the right cards here for sure.
Oh man.
So he can kill the Cogmaster with the Cruel Taskmaster if he wants to. And again, you know, he can still shield block too.
I think he's going to shield block first to see what he gets.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, he wants to use the Brawl when he has a minion on board. And he uses the Cruel Taskmaster now. It's a tough chance. But it looks like he'll have to.
It prevents a lot of damage this way. Well, 3 damage. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So still 29 health on both sides.
Yeah, the tricky thing with the Fire Guard Destroyer now is that it does prevent him from playing Fire Elemental if he draws it.
Yeah, you're right.
But either way, he's still in a pretty good board spot. Will this force the brawl? I think you're still safe with a Shield Maiden here.
Yeah.
Or Sylvanas, honestly.
I think Sylvanas isn't bad. I think you do go with the Sylvanas.
Yeah.
The Brawl is too risky in my opinion, because, okay, let's say he gets the Spider Tank Mech or the Cloud Master even. It's still pretty bad.
Only one card in Savitz's hand, though.
True, fair enough.
This is a Fire Guard Destroyer, though.
Oh!
Uh-oh! Yeah, I think there were better times to brawl.
Oh, man.
Well, that's a lot of damage coming in. Now, there's still some armor to get through. Oh, and there's a Fell Reaver, too.
And he's still got the Hex for the Sylvanas.
Yeah. And you'd have to imagine it's going to be either the Sylvanas or the Shield Maiden coming out now.
Do you go with the Shield Maiden, actually?
You may have to, because you could
so
just be
much
dead to
damage.
Crackle next turn, couldn't you?
How much health does he have? I forgot, because
I think it was 21.
Covering it.
21 or 22.
21. Yeah, so he could die to Crackle, but
Or Lava Storm. Oh, there's
but
Crackle.
Crackle gets thrown out, and the second Fell Reaver. That's fine. That's also fine. What does he draw though?
Oh, it's another Crackle. He could kill him. Going for that spell power.
Oh man.
Oh, he gets the spell power.
Does he get it? Oh
All right.
man, he still has Mana the Hex afterwards.
He needs, yep. He needs a Crackle.
Does he get the win? Oh, he gets the 7 on the hit.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Can you say owned? Oh man.
Oh wow.
He's a cucumber, this Savitz.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
Yep.
Typical for shamans.
Oh, he took out Lukesam, he took out Flurry. Savitz
Oh, Flurry.
is on the hunt for victory.
I feel so bad for Flurry because he did so much yesterday to try to bring them back into things.
Yeah.
And then today he only got to play one game because Lukesam took
And he
all
got
the fun.
completely crushed.
And he got crushed by the shaman. Oh man, I mean, the nature of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
we have a neat little format here.
I think you should have saved the brawl a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think the Sylvanas there would have been better. But, because Zen, most likely Savitz would have actually not killed it either.
By brawling that turn, he just had no board pressure, so it was enormous. It was an enormous risk. There was a 25% chance that the Fire Guard Destroyer came out of it. It did. So, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I think, you know, it's just one of those
What
little
a finish.
things. Yep.
Well, Savitz has taken 2 people down. He just needs to win 2 more to bring home the first place to the Global Geniuses, and they each get a $3,000 prize.
We'll see who's next on the chopping block, Palmb or Solcio.
Ooh, who do you think?
You know, the other
I
thing,
think he
too,
saved Solcio for last at this point.
is it also eliminates these classes for his teammates, too, to have to play.
That's
which
true.
is a big deal.
They've probably discussed this, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, because the Lifecoach brought a Warlock, and Strifecro also brought a Warlock. So taking out that Warrior actually is pretty big.
So
It's
I
pretty big
feel...
if they brought Zoo, which I don't think either of them would have, but...
So do you try to take down the Warlock to avoid the mirror, or do you try to take out the Rogue?
No, I think you tried to get the Rogue.
Let's find
Because you have 2 Warlocks, and maybe they brought different styles.
Solcio.
Oh, but it is Solcio. It's going to be the Warlock.
Yeah, I think you're feeling with, and it's probably going to be 2 handlocks that
I do think so, yeah.
that if you can take out the Warlock, which is again probably handlock for Solcio.
Yeah. Then
That
2
you can,
handlocks have a good chance against the Rogue.
Yeah, when you, I would say out of 2 games with handlock versus Rogue, you're going to win at least one of them.
Yeah, well, let's find out if Savitz can do it, if he can bring it to the finish line here for the Global Geniuses, the team made up of Strifecro, Lifecoach, Boards, and Savitz, or can Solcio put a stop to it and try to make a big run for himself? He hasn't had a good showing in the past 2 days here in the Global match. We'll find out how it goes as we jump right into the game.
kind of Warlock is it for Solcio?
Is this the moment that Solcio throws everyone off?
Is this a moment that Murlocs reappear? Oh, it's handlock.
No, no,
Yep.
no.
I
Well,
saw
there's
the
a
Shadow
Hex.
Flame.
He's going to send back the Mountain Giant.
So this is a slightly older version of Mech Shaman, where you run the, maybe slightly older isn't a proper term, but lately people have been taking out the Flame Tongue Totems, just because it can be kind of a dead drop. But man, if you can get that down next to the Whirling Zap-O-Matic, you're in good shape. Ooh, he's sending back the Hellfire too.
He's sending back everything. Oh,
Even the Mountain Giant.
huh.
Okay.
Well, he got the Dark Bomb back.
I'm sure that's what he was searching for, yeah. So it is going to be a slower start for Savitz now because the Whirling Zap-O-Matic is going to get Dark Bombed.
Pretty much. Straightforward. Dropping that bomb on the Whirling Zap-O-Matic.
Yep. Well, oh, actually, I would
try
play
the Mech Warper.
I still think you have to play the Whirling Zap-O-Matic.
Yeah, me too.
The advantage you're capable of getting is just way too good. So it's going to get Dark Bombed. I mean, he's got a Molten Giant in his hand, but I don't think he wants to lose a lot of health so fast.
There's no way you leave this alive.
Yeah. Saw what happened last game. All right. So now you just play the Mech Warper. And
and you have
no
a Power
annoyance,
Fist.
yeah.
Well, that could get pretty big.
I wonder if he played that a little bit too fast. He may have wanted to play the Power Mason attack and then next turn play the Mech Warper and then drop it and then see, what else.
Yeah, maybe. At the same time, I think Savitz probably wants to rush the damage in, and worst case scenario, you can try to hold on to the Power Mace for a better mech, rather than the Mech Warper. So, I do see what you're saying, though. Personally, I was actually thinking the same thing as you.
Yeah. Although he does get the benefit from Flame Tongue Totem. Oh, and there's the Twilight Drake, so that'll be nice. So it's still going to be 4 damage for Savitz here. Or maybe more, 6-6.
6-6, wow.
That's a sweet spot right there for the Fire Guard Destroyer. Break.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yes, it does Wind Fury. I don't like it that they lower the volume when you look at the...
Yeah.
I don't understand why you do that.
It's a little bit unnerving, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so we will go ahead and hex that. Still gets in for 6 damage, though.
Yeah, you might as well.
This one you need to play a little bit more careful, though.
Yeah, the Giants can start rolling in.
Emperor Tharzan. All right. And he can actually kill Emperor Tharzan with a lot of different methods here. Crackle might be a pretty good one.
Yeah, you also have the Power Mace, you also have the Flame Tongue Totem.
Yep.
I think you definitely try with the...
Oh, Lava Burst works. Doesn't have enough mana to... Oh, yeah, you do.
Oh, but he's just going to go... Oh, he's just going to ignore it. He's just going to race, because he has the Crackle and the Lava Shock, actually.
Yeah. If there's no healing, he just wins.
Yeah.
Even if it is an Ancient Heal Body, just wins.
Nope,
Savitz just wins.
Is over.
All right, well, there's another check for Savitz there for the Mech Shaman. Moving on. Let's see. So up next, Palmblad's Rogue versus Savitz Mech Shaman. That'll be quite the match, won't it, Chobra?
Oh my gosh. Man, Shaman has so much burst when it comes to it, actually, if you think about it. Even in the old mid-range Shaman.
Solcio doesn't know he's already dead.
He has no idea.
I think he's got a pretty good idea. He's like, I got a bunch of taunts. But, I mean, this is the thing about Shaman is that they have a lot of direct damage from hand as well. It doesn't matter what you do.
Oh, man.
You're
that is the worst
already
feeling.
dead, Solcio.
That is the worst feeling.
I like the double Molten Giant Dr. Boom combo.
With the Sunfury Protector to boot.
That's right.
Oh, you can't because,
No.
yeah, I see. No, yeah, I mean, if, yeah, you got a Shadow Flame if you're Solcio, but goodbye.
And he can still Mortal Coil.
Game over.
LOL. Wow.
Wow, what a finish.
That just happened. He's going to Crackle first to see about it. He's like, oh, playing around.
Had to show the Lava Shot. He's trying to hide the Lava Shot.
Yep. I mean, Lava Shock's in like every Mech Shaman deck though, so it's not like a big secret.
Fair enough.
But now Savitz wins 3 in a row. Can he make it 4 in a row and just come in and be like, okay, nice job in the all-kill round, guys, but when it comes to the tiebreaker, no, you're not beating the Global Geniuses, sorry.
Well, Palmb, okay, I didn't realize Palmb was the one who brought the Rogue. I wasn't convinced with his Rogue earlier in the day. Or
Yeah.
the night, rather.
Palmb, I would say, has definitely been the weakest player out of the 4 tonight.
Yeah.
And it all rests on him to almost reverse all-kill.
Yeah, he needs to beat 3 people.
Yes, he does.
He has his work cut out for him.
He needs to beat Savitz and then 2 Warlocks with his Rogue, which may not be the easiest thing that anyone has ever done in Hearthstone. So
If I was Palmb, I would have brought back the Inner Fired Priest deck for the tiebreaker. I would have. I mean, it's the best of 1, man. Anything can happen.
that's true.
He won with it once. Just saying. I'm disappointed in Palmb, basically.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I bring back the Pirate Paladin.
Yeah, you know, you gotta go crazy.
It's one
The
more than
Warlock
once on
Shaman.
the ladder.
That's what you should have done. But
Yeah.
Palmb brought the Rogue. I mean, I'm actually just mainly a little curious as to why, because his Rogue didn't look that good.
I mean, I think it's just the class he's the most comfortable with, you know? And when it comes to a best of 1, I think you just go with what's comfortable.
I guess so. Maybe he just had some rough games earlier today. Obviously, we only saw it a couple times, so it's hard to judge how he is overall on Rogue. So
All
can
right.
he do it, or will Savitz?
Moment of truth.
Oh boy. Palmb did finish 2nd in Season 1 of Masters Korea here at OGN.
The fate of his nation rests upon his shoulders.
Yeah, he had a good run during Season 1.
Looks like he just woke up.
Yeah, well,
Probably did.
maybe he's well rested. Maybe he's ready to take on the Mech Shaman.
Looks stressed out.
And well, it's a stressful moment, man.
I mean, he's in the studio. He's got the lights on him and everything like that. His nation is depending on him, and Savitz just chilling out in his bedroom.
There's actually a lot of people watching right now in Korea. I just heard that.
Really?
Yeah, the show and OGN both are in like the top 10 search keywords right now in Korea real time. So
Wow.
lots of people interested in the tournament, and we'll find out who's gonna take first place. Will Savitz wrap it up right here, or will Palmb fight back? Let's get into the game.
All right, Savitz poised to come back after Lukesam took down Orange and get 4 wins quickly in a row.
Okay, a little bit of a rougher choice here for the mulligan for Savitz.
Yeah, pretty messy hand. He's going to throw it all back. Good starting hand for Palmb.
No, this is solid for the Mech Shaman.
A very good starting hand. Will Savitz get any more cards? Are they ever going to come?
I believe they're there. Only legend players can see the cards that come back to them.
Ooh. Oh, that is not a good hand for Savitz. I think.
Oh no, is
I
it run
think
over?
the streak ends here, guys. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, it's pretty rough because he has no minions to play in the first couple turns.
Yeah, he needs. Oh, jeez. Yep. Yep, that's not good.
Hey, well, at least he got one that can attack.
Yeah.
Just saying. He'll get taken out, but it did its job.
It did 1 damage.
The noble pawn.
But what does he have for turn 3, you know? He can't play Lava Burst, that's for sure. Oh, there we go. Whirling's out of medic. It's going to get taken out, but at least it's going to pull some cards out of his opponent's hand.
All right, here's how we know if Savitz wins the game. If he once again rolls a 6 or 7 on his Firecard Destroyer, he wins the game.
Look at this, so 2 backstabs. So it doesn't really matter what he rolls, because it's just going to get backstab eviscerated.
You know what?
What?
I'm just saying. I didn't say it had to do damage. I'm just saying that's an indicator.
I think you play the SI7 agent after you do this as well, too. A little bit of damage, and you get a bit of board presence with it, too.
Yeah, leave it out there. Palmb with a solid start against Mech Shaman.
Yeah, and Savitz with a pretty bad start against anybody.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, no, dream is over. 5-6.
It's dead
Now,
anyway.
because it's only 5, do you try to clear it a different way.
I feel like you should really just get rid of it.
No, you can coin out the Asher Drake and backstab it and then clear it with the SI7 Ancient.
That's true. But you lose your 3/3.
I don't think you're too concerned about that, quite frankly. I think saving the Eviscerate for something like Fire Elemental or a Fel Reaver is better. So, Palmb.
And can he crackle? Ah, but the thing is that if he does that, then he doesn't let himself play. Yeah, I think you have to do this. You have to just go for face, right?
No, I think he's playing with the Earthshock, yeah.
Oh, okay. And at least he doesn't overload this way. So he can play Fire Elemental 2 turns in a row. That might be something that could maybe get him back into the game, but it's looking pretty grim.
Yeah, it's not too bad, because... Oh,
it's pretty bad. It's bad. It's bad, Chober.
It's bad now. Oh yeah, now he feels that he has to, because he can still Fire Elemental after this. Yeah, and he does have the Flame Tongue.
Okay.
Does Palmb get the Blade Flurry?
Sprint. All right.
Ooh, well...
So this is a little bit tricky now. Because Lotheb is not going to make the biggest difference. In fact, it's going to get cleared very easily.
Super easily.
Way easily.
Oh, but he's going to get
Not
rid
anymore,
of the Flame Tongue Totem. Oh man, Palmb. Wait.
Oh, he attacked with a weapon before. Oh, Savitz is laughing.
Oh,
he attacked with the weapon before
he clasped his hand.
Wow.
Oh no.
He attacked with his weapon before he attacked with the South Sea deckhand that took away charge.
Oh no.
That is potentially game ending for Palmb.
That is.
That is.
I cannot believe he did that.
It's one of the easiest mistakes to make.
It
if you're
is
playing
actually,
too fast.
yeah.
If you're nervous and you're playing a little bit too fast. And
really
I think Palmblad's pretty nervous right now.
Because so often you think it just gives it charge.
Hey, we've all done it.
We've all done it. I mean, everyone's done it for sure.
But we haven't done it in a crucial game in an international
Some players have done it in other tournaments
But we haven't
too.
done that.
No,
We haven't done
I try to avoid crucial matches. That way I have a clear record.
In one of my first actual matches, I tried to do the double Savage Roar combo on one turn early.
Ah.
I still won, but I felt really dumb. So I ended up with all this extra mana. I'm like,
even the top pros, we have clips of them, of course, making mistakes here and there. And
Everybody
that's
does
what
it.
I mean. That's kind of the fun part of Hearthstone, is how hard it can be. Even the simple things can really go over your head when you're nervous or when you're playing games or whatnot under pressure. But yeah, and the big thing here is that not only did that ruin the board for him, but it throws his whole game off a little bit.
And doesn't even get the prep to maybe eviscerate that Flame Tongue Totem or something.
Oh man.
And here's where you play Lotheb, man.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh man. I can't believe that that's how this tournament might end. The South Sea deckhand.
I really think it's
oh, it's so possible.
Well, he's going to kill the Flame Tongue Totem, but that's still a lot of damage out. 11, 12 damage on the board right now. Fel Reaver in the hand.
I mean, you have the Fire Elemental too.
There's a Crackle. Okay, so some serious decision making needs to be done.
You can't just play it too simply here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Now I think you just go to face.
Yeah, and you just do that, yeah. You got the Taunt Totem even. And so this could be it, unless there's a big combo here. No, oh, he does have one Blade Flurry.
He has Blade Flurry.
Okay, so weapon, no prep. That's the problem here. Let's see.
Well, with
Deadly Poison plus Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil. Plus Blade Flurry.
You need to dagger up too.
Yeah, and so that would be
that's okay.
total of 9. Yeah, you
it.
can do it. So wow, this is actually going to clear the board.
Okay, and it's going to do a decent amount of damage too.
Yeah. 12.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Oil Road.
All right. Well, it looks like you might have to crackle this SI7 here.
It's quite possible.
Depends on what he draws. Oh. I think you crackle and Fell Reaver, but it's so easy to get rid of the Fell Reaver while burning cards.
It's so easy to die next turn, actually, if you're
Yeah,
Savitz.
because you've got the Eviscerate. In fact, does he...
Getting the Taunt Totem is pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Fell Reaver.
You still got to kill that SI7. Is he going to just kill it with face?
No, he's just going to go to face.
Okay.
Yep. This is it. All right, so...
Moment of truth. Does he get
Eviscerate?
Oh,
yeah, it's over.
It is because of the Eviscerate and the Sharp Sword Oil.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought Palmb was going to finish the tournament with the South Sea Deckhand, but he brings it back.
Wow. Out of nowhere, Palmb manages to draw 2 Tinker Sharp Sword Oils.
Well, he had the sprint,
And,
man. He had the sprint.
Yeah, the sap at the right time as well, too. And so Palmb takes it, and now he gets to pick who he plays against. And Oil Rogue is certainly capable of winning a bunch of games in a row.
That's true, and it's not the same as the Miracle Rogues and whatnot of the old days anymore, so we'll see how he does against the Warlocks of Lifecoach and Strifecro.
Yep.
Not sure what style they'll bring. Lifecoach most likely handlock, and very probable that Strifecro also brings handlock, but maybe he brings Demon Zoo.
Well, we're in for some long, thoughtful games either way.
Yeah, we are for sure. It's going to be pretty tricky on both sides. We'll see who Palmb chooses as his next opponent and get them ready to jump right into the next game.
Yeah, so I mean, really, it doesn't really matter. He has to beat both of them, and they're both playing Warlock, so you just kind of go for it. I think you just kind of roll the dice and see who you end up with.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yep.
Palmb probably has already made his choice. And, oh man.
I think it's going to be a Lifecoach, I think.
You think it's going to be Lifecoach?
Well, I see him on the monitor over there, so I'm pretty sure.
All right, okay, well, I think it's going to be Lifecoach too.
I've got psychic powers. Yep.
Well, Lifecoach up next against Palmb. Now we have a maximum of only 2 games left, possibly ending right here if Lifecoach wins.
Yep.
Can Palmb come back to win it all? I mean, he had a poor showing today. He had an okay yesterday, but his Priest deck didn't really work out for him yesterday. And that was a big flaw.
That is true. That one didn't really do too much, unfortunately. But now he's in his element. Lifecoach is handlock. You know, this is his deck, man. This is his favorite style, and I think he's going to be pretty well equipped for it.
Well, we'll find out. It is a best of 1 going through. Again, anything can happen.
He does have kind of interesting modifications to handlock from time to time as well, too. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what he decides to throw in there. If it's going to be very standard, or if it's going to be something with a couple little Lifecoach variations. You know?
Why don't we have Dark Wonix in here?
I know.
Why don't
Next
we?
time. Next time.
All right. Well, looks like both players are ready. We'll do a quick introduction for Lifecoach as he comes back into the booth.
Well,
then we'll jump right into the game.
He's virtually in the virtual booth.
It's pretty neat how we can change the wallpaper in the booth so quickly.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And Lifecoach, he's back and he's ready to take some games.
He's gonna try.
Yeah, he also had some rough matches yesterday and today, so we'll see if he can just seal the deal for the Global Geniuses, or if Palmb will go forward to bring this to match point of the match points. Let's jump right into this next best of 1 between Lifecoach and Palmb. Okay, Palmb, a lot rests on you.
Not the most stellar opening hand. He'll have a little bit of time. And it looks like it will indeed be handlock for Lifecoach.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I would definitely throw the sprint back.
I would in most cases.
I mean, you might have time to draw like into a prep or something during the early game, but I think you're going to be looking for something like a sap or something instead.
Fair enough.
You should keep the backstab, though. You always have to account for the possibility that it might be Zoo.
Right. Even if it's Lifecoach.
That's not a bad hand at all.
It's not bad. Palmb now did take out Reniauer with his Rogue.
True.
When he made that Inner Fire Priest deck where he beat the Handlock with his Rogue deck also.
Wow, look at that. He's really got it. Palmb really has everything he needs for the big combo already.
Yeah.
Aside from a minion. And Lifecoach needs to draw into one of his 4-drops. Hasn't been able to do it quite yet, but he's got a couple opportunities.
Yep, just going to life tap away. Oh, there it is.
There we go. Okay, so things are on track now for Lifecoach.
Yeah, well, that's a sab. It's going to draw out some of the removal here from Palmb. It's starting to whittle him down.
That's the idea, right? And the principle that applies in Control Warrior sort of applies in Warlock as well, where you just present them with very high health minions that take a long time to deal with.
Yeah.
And take a lot of resources to deal with, a lot of cards out of their hands.
And then at the end, the Rogue realizes they are left with nothing.
Yeah, that's true. So, now it's too bad he attacked last turn. Because,
yeah.
He could have coined Deadly Poison SI7 agents just to get something out on the board. But now he either just has to play that SI7 agent vanilla, or he just has to, which he will. Or he could have remade his weapon too.
Yeah, but I guess he'll just go with something on board.
He could have. Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Well, he's gonna want to replace his weapon at some point.
You
too,
might as well attack, because you're going to be replacing it to put the Deadly Poison on anyway. So
I do agree.
Yep. Might as well get that one damage.
He is carefully considering that.
I do like the SI7 agent, though. Either way, it's going to help him handle whatever comes out this turn a little bit easier.
Oh, definitely.
And you'd imagine it's going to be the Twilight Drake.
True.
It's going to be a 4/9, I believe.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason not to put it down.
Yeah. I mean, this is just all part of the pressure that Handlock tries to put onto Rogue in the early game.
Okay, well, you want to try to find an opening to replace your dagger here.
Backstab, Eviscerate, SI7 agent will kill the Twilight Drake.
True.
And then you play another SI7 agent. Maybe coin out remaking the dagger.
I wonder if you just remake the dagger here. Or I guess if you can get the other SI7 out, I guess you can just do that. You're right.
I mean, if you remake the dagger, then you... then that's... Yeah, well,
wait, in fact, if you're going to... Okay, this means he better be remaking his dagger, because if he was going to bring out SI7 agent, you could save the backstab and use the coin. Because you have to use the coin anyway.
Right.
Oh, and he's going to hit with base. Okay. That is also a method.
Yeah, you can afford to take the 4 damage, certainly.
Oh yeah, taking the 4 damage is fine, and you have now 2 3/3s on board. That's not bad either. Okay, well, you have an Ancient Watcher. You also have a Dark Bomb.
Yeah, you can't quite Shadow Flame yet. You could next turn.
Yeah.
So you may want to wait with that Ancient Watcher until then. But at 20 health already, with 2 minions out on the board like that, and the hand that Palmb has, it's getting a little bit dangerous right now for Lifecoach.
I think you definitely put the Watcher down and either taunt with the Sun Fury or Dark Bomb one of the SI7s. Those are my 2 cents for this turn for Lifecoach.
All right. Very well. Yeah, I think you really need to make sure you can get a good Shadow Flame off. I might just actually pass the turn here.
Without a Dark Bomb?
Yeah, because if you're going to kill it with Shadow Flame anyway.
Oh, I
You
see
might
what
as
you
well
mean.
save it.
But you could potentially take so much damage here.
Yeah, but you can't kill both of them anyway. So you're gonna, if there's going to be a sharp sword oil, which there shouldn't be. Okay, he's just gonna taunt with it.
Okay.
Lothab. That would be a good play this turn.
Ooh, yeah, that would be.
Because you can't make your weapon in sharp sword oil.
No. You definitely Lothab here.
You wouldn't want to anyway. Yeah, I think Lothab is definitely the play. But then do you run your SI7 agents in? You probably don't, which means that Shadow Flame is going to work out. Yep. No, it's not, because he can't afford it. Never mind.
Yeah, not this
Obviously.
turn, but...
Oh, Emperor Thaurissan is fine, though. Emperor Thaurissan is okay, but now you have to worry a bit about Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, but at least he can't Blade Flurry with it, you know?
Yeah.
And he can't even combo it onto a minion.
He can't, yeah. But, do you actually just silence your Ancient Watcher here? I wonder if that's a choice he's considering, or if you just put down Thaurissan. You can also silence your Ancient Watcher and then put down Defender of Argus, actually.
Oh, that's true.
Onto the Sun Fury and the Ancient Watcher, you could kill the Lothab and one of the SI7 agents. That's not bad.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I guess the other options are just, again, you know, Emperor Thaurissan, but...
Yeah, Sylvanas also in hand, but...
I kind of like your way of doing it, though.
But I guess if you use it to clear, your taunts are both 1 health, so they're not going to last long.
Well, they wouldn't last long anyway with the possibility of Blade Flurry. It just makes him vulnerable to Fan of Knives.
True.
I think this is the strongest play you can do, though.
Yeah, I do like this the more I think about it.
Yep. And no Fan of Knives. Oh, but that's a prep, though. And this could suddenly be a pretty big turn.
But he still can't get through the taunts and then face with the weapon.
That's
so,
So maybe make the weapon?
I think kill the Watcher with the 3/3, make the weapon and just kill the Sun Fury Protector and just stop there for now.
He's 1 mana short of having the ability to make his weapon and play the empty Keelbot, because he's really going to need another minion at this point.
Right.
This 3/3 is not going to survive to be the bearer of the Sharp Sword Oil. And Dr. Boom may hit the court next turn.
Yeah, that weapon is really plaguing Palmb right now.
You know, I wonder if Sylvanas wouldn't be a bad play next turn for Lifecoach as well, too, to try to deter the Sharp Sword Oil.
He's going to Blade Flurry here to keep that 3/3.
Yep, I guess so.
It feels bad, but it's not a... It feels bad, but it's not a bad play given the board.
Well, until Dr. Boom hits.
Fair enough. But now Lifecoach is getting pretty low.
Yeah. Dark Bomb again. Okay, so Sharp Sword Oil is an option, but I think we might see the Prep Sprint first. Yep. He's thinking about the Sharp Sword Oil, though. He could have done a lot of damage. Another Sharp Sword Oil, wow.
Oh, and the South Sea Deckhand.
Yeah, and Thalnos. I think you got to remake your weapon here.
Yeah, you definitely do.
And just go to face, just go for it. Well, actually, no, you don't need to go to face, because you'll be doing enough damage next turn.
Yeah,
now, and he's got the South Sea Deckhand, so he doesn't really need to worry about the SI7 agent living.
But you can't do both the Tinker Sharp Sword Oils if you put the South Sea Deckhand next turn.
Ah, I see, yeah. And he doesn't have a Blade Flurry, so he can't get by on 1.
This is a little tricky.
Huh. I feel like he could have survived 1 more turn before using Blade Flurry. Might have been a little bit early.
Could have been. I wonder if you just put out Thalnos for the draw. Okay, he's gonna make his weapon.
Yeah, you could.
That's true. You always do want the weapon ready to go. Do you attack with the agent?
Let's see. At 8 mana,
I think you have to.
Could make Mountain Giants pretty easy, but no taunting for Lifecoach right now.
Oh, there's
a Mountain Giant.
Yeah.
So he could Mountain Giant, he could Shadow Flame, but again, there's a South Sea Deckhand, but he doesn't know that. I'd say at least Dark Bomb it, you know? What sort of damage does he have, though? If both Jaboom bots hit for 8, that's 15 plus 6, 21, so no, he doesn't really have enough damage.
Yeah, just
even in like the best case scenario of him doing damage to Palmb.
Just Molten Giant and Dark. Oh, wow, okay.
Well, you have to get rid of the minion.
Oh, for sure, I was thinking about possibly.
And he's looking for a taunt here. Or an anti-kill bot.
Oh,
it's a Mountain Giant, though. I think it is over. It should be. It should be enough damage, right? South Sea Deckhand, plus 2 Tinker Sharp Sword.
But you can't play both though. Because you.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Well,
so
how much
you'd have 6 plus 2 plus 8, 9. You'd have 9 damage.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Oh wow. Well, you put down the Molten and the Twilight, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, you might as well put it all down now.
It was a rough turn for Lifecoach, but...
Is he going to
Does
live?
he get a prep?
Where's the Eviscerate? It was a stab.
Oh, well, ooh, man, you kind of need... You gotta use it.
Yeah, but even if you do, you're still dead, I think.
Well, we know that because he has a Dark Bomb. He has 2 Dark Bombs, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 6 damage, but... so
oh, well, no, he has the Ancient Heal Bot. Or Anti-Kill Bot.
Oh yeah, you're right. But is he gonna play it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think he might get greedy here.
Because if he plays anti-kill bot, yeah, I suppose he'd kind of have to.
You have to, though, actually.
Yeah.
Even if you're going for the win, because you have sharp. Okay, because you can have lethal next turn with the South Sea Deckhand and the double oil, you have to anti-heal bot. And
I bet
send
he's
back.
I bet he's gonna go for it though. I'm predicting the mentality of Palmb. I bet he's. Oh, he's not. Okay, great. Wow, I'm pleased. No, I'm happy to see this.
What do you send back here? The Giant or
Molten
Dr.
Giant.
Boom?
Yeah, Molten Giant.
I guess so.
You don't send
the most
Doctor.
damage.
Really, Dr. Boom?
Oh.
Okay. I suppose because it's the most expensive to put back out.
Yeah.
Right,
oh
that makes
man.
sense. Well, so let's see.
Do you life tap here for taunt because you need to, I guess.
Yeah.
You need to. Yeah, right? There's no other way to live.
Well, he doesn't know about the South Sea Deckhand, so he might be comfortable just dealing with the anti-heal bot.
Oh, no, but at 11 health, I mean, even without the South Sea Deckhand, you got to figure. Double oil plus hit and a prep on a blue Flurry can kill you too. I mean, I know that's a lot of cards, but...
Yeah, I think you do need to tap. But does Lifecoach know he needs to tap? He should have a pretty good idea.
I would think so.
At 11 health, he's got to know that there's something in the hand of Palmb that's going to kill him.
Uh-oh.
Got to hurry up, though.
He makes me so nervous sometimes.
Molten Giant into the 3/3, then you tap. See if you draw any taunt. You could Dark Bomb it, too. Yeah.
Tap. Tap. Lifecoach. No.
It's over.
No.
Well, there it is.
Wow.
Yep. And he's got plenty with this, I believe. Yeah.
Wait, well more.
Double Sharp Sword Oil, and we are going to the final game of the final match.
I
Palmb
cannot
versus
believe it.
Strifecro.
You know, this tournament, it's only 2 days, and we had some different formats here to make it a little interesting. But at the end of the day, we've gone down to the wire each time.
It has been an exciting tournament, even if everyone's like
very
dead
exciting.
tired.
Yeah, no, it's been actually really exciting. We are now down to one best of one, like a single game.
It's Strifecro's Warlock versus Palmblad's Road. The winner takes all.
Yeah,
winner takes all of the winnings.
Yeah, they
all
take the first prize
winnings.
pool, which is 3K per player. the second prize. Still, you get a big amount as a thanks to participating and spending time with us here at the Invitational.
Yep.
So that's 2K per player for the losing team. But
It's not bad for showing up.
basically $1,000 difference lies in the hands of Palmb and Strifecro in one game of Hearthstone.
It's $1,000 game of Hearthstone.
That's pretty interesting.
Yep. So I wonder how, I feel like Strifecro's Warlock is going to be different in some way. I wouldn't be surprised if he played Zoo. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Handlock. He's just a very versatile player. Wouldn't be surprised if he played anything.
Zoo. I think he's going to bring Zoo. I mean, first of all, if they discussed it, maybe just bringing a different style than your teammates.
Yeah.
And also, it is a best of one. So, I mean, yeah, you can make that argument for Handlock too. But I feel like the aggro tends to have a better chance, just because it also kind of presses your opponent more. Whereas if you're playing control versus control, like you can both sit back and know that it's a best of one and anyone can win. And, again, it all depends on how you look at it. But Strifecro is getting ready for the last game of this global match that we've had here at Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 1. Well, post-Season 1. It's going to be Palmb versus Strifecro. Palmb, the second place, the runner-up of Season 1. The man of the Inner Fire Priest going up against Strifecro, one of the longest-standing deck builders and successful Hearthstone pros in North America, well, and around the world, really.
Stare into the camera. Stare into the eyes of Strifecro.
All right, Warlock for Strifecro, Rogue for Palmb. One last game to determine it all. Is Korea, hasn't Korea improved enough to beat the top of the world? The game begins. Well, I wanted to say the game begins now.
Say now.
Well, but it hasn't begun yet, so I'm glad I didn't get to finish my sentence.
Yeah. Still waiting.
All right, well.
I guess the suspense builds.
Yeah, it looks like the players are still waiting to start the match. And they are in.
Okay.
So we will be jumping right into spectate the game.
Great.
Palmb as the Rogue and Strifecro as the Warlock. Is it going to be? Oh, it is a Handlock.
It is indeed.
Right. Well, the argument that some people would make for best of one controls is that at the same time, it is a little less draw reliant, you could say. A little bit. Or at least a little less mulligan reliant, you could put it that way. Because you do have a little more ways to adapt depending on the deck here.
I still feel like Warlock is favored in this matchup, but not as much as they were back in the Miracle days.
Oh yeah, definitely not as much, but I would agree with you.
Kind of a little bit of a slower starting hand for Palmb, but that's not really that bad because he's going up against a slow deck, and Strifecro not really getting the best hand himself either.
Yeah, he is running Jiraxis too.
Yeah. Let's see if Palmb faces that later.
A sap in hand for Palmb, that's always pretty good.
Not the greatest draws from Strifecro here.
Oh, the Manipulator comes
that's
back
right.
too.
He's running that Faceless Manipulator in this. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So this is looks like about the same deck that we saw earlier this week.
Yeah, I think so. I think Strifecro
Hellfire
bringing the same deck list.
And Strifecro just not drawing into what he needs just yet.
No Dark Bomb either for this Shredder.
And the piloted Shredders really do help you put some pressure onto a deck like Warlock.
Oh
so
man, this is rough for Strifecro.
It really is. This is not a good start. So many 4-drops in his deck, 4 of them, and he hasn't drawn a single one yet. He has to play something this turn too.
I think you just have to play the Protector, and then you still life tap though. And obviously in reverse order.
Of course, of course.
Well, it's there. Oh man, Prep Sprint available for Palmb already. Do you put down the second Shredder or Prep Sprint?
Well, given that he didn't have a 4-drop, you can bet that his hand is hurting a little bit, so that second Shredder may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards just filling the board a little bit more.
Yeah, if I'm Palmb, I'm going to try to exploit this as best I can.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got the Twilight Drake.
Ooh.
He could also Hellfire, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you kill one Mortar Coil and then Hellfire. That way you can kill at least the token of one of the Shredders too.
Yeah.
And you cycle. Although, actually, do you want to cycle? How many cards does he have?
Well, he's going to play Hellfire, so it'll be okay.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you definitely Hellfire now.
Yeah, there's no way of going back on this now.
You're already so low, though. I think Korea's going to take it.
17, I mean, you'll be down to 17. Korea could take this tournament.
You have to Hellfire, though. You have to.
No, you can't not Hellfire this.
If you don't Hellfire this,
you lose.
You could just very well lose this next turn. Because then then Palmb probably plays Lothep just to stay safe. Attacks in for 8. Well, it's been a good run, guys.
Man.
I really can't see Strifecro winning this.
Wait, don't you have...
Does he just have lethal now?
Because you have 10, 16, 17. You have 17, okay.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't have another damage spell for prep. Okay. Oh, actually. Oh, you're at 19. Because of the SI-7.
Yeah, so then you just Lothep for the safe play. And here's the thing is, do you actually run in for 8? I say just go for it, man. He's only going into a 6-mana turn. The possibilities of taunts are endless. Remote.
Yeah, I think you do just go in. I think you also sap the Twilight Drake.
You mean prep sap it?
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Is this how it ends?
I think it might be.
An empty board on the side of Strifecro. Is this how it ends? He'll probably put a...
Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, he'll probably put the Belcher down.
Might save him for a turn. Yeah, Sludge Belcher might keep him alive for like a turn.
Depends. Depends on if he gets a Blade Flurry or not, actually. Oh, okay. No prep sap.
Okay. He wants to save it for the prep Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, of course.
Well, you got a Belcher now.
Yeah, you must play Sludge Belcher.
And then do you kill the Succubus?
Yeah, I think I would, because then you just simply reduce the number of minions they have out.
Okay.
Now, he could actually... oh, no, he doesn't have another Sun Fairy Protector. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, if you don't play Sludge Belcher here, I think you're just kind of...
I mean, then you're definitely done.
And just looking at the number of cards in your opponent's hand, the amount of damage already on the table, having to only ask for 6 damage from the hand of a rogue player with 6 cards at turn 6.
Yeah.
I think you definitely need the Sludge Belcher. Yeah.
Well, and you definitely need to go Succubus too.
He's got a Mortal Coil, so he could actually run into Lothep here.
Well, no, because it's Lothep.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Oh,
right.
but there's...
Oh,
yeah, the sap. I completely forgot he even had that. And that is game, isn't it?
Well, we'll see.
Because you've got 9, 6, yep. Yeah, and then you have 3 more.
Prep Tinker's Sharp
That
Sword
is
Oil.
18 damage. Palmb wins it. Oh, he's already off the chair. Oh, and look at all the guys running in. I mean, congratulations to these guys. They stayed up, but they stayed up all night, ladies and gentlemen. 6 a.m. right now here in Korea, 5:40 to be exact. But nearing 6 a.m., Strifecro with the taste of bitter defeat.
Wow. Somebody buy these guys a Ferrari.
I mean, I think they deserve it.
Yeah, and how about that? I mean, it's...
Yeah, our audience of 9 members are glad they stuck around to see Korea win against 4 of the best Hearthstone players from around the world.
And that mistake from Palmb in the game against Savitz nearly cost them it right there. And then to come back and win 2 more after that.
Great
really
focus
well
on
by
these
Savitz.
guys.
That's tough for
Strifecro. Just looking back and trying to figure out where things could have gone better. But I mean, at the same time, obviously it was rough for the global players too to stick around for this long time and keep up with all of it. It's basically like playing a super big qualifier where you have to wait and then play multiple opponents. And so really props to all 8 players. I mean, everyone, at some point across the 2 days, everyone showed us some really good games.
Yeah.
So I think that was really fun. But the biggest takeaway for obviously Korea on this part is that it wasn't like a shutout. It wasn't a stomp by the global players. And in fact, at the end of the day, Korea ends up winning. So now the top Korean players, at the very least, are on par to, you know, have a shot at global tournaments and stick around at the World Championships and whatnot.
You can't say that you can't say that they're better after winning a best-of-1 7-game set like this. But you can, I think, definitely say that they're competitive. They can compete with the top players in the world right now. And again, you know, I'm not saying the 4 players we have are the top 4 players outside of Korea in the world, but I think, again, like I said before, it's a good cross-section of some of the top players in Hearthstone right now. And so,
that was an exciting 2 days of Hearthstone. I mean, it was tiring, but it was exciting. And
it was long.
It was actually really rewarding to see the Korean players like so happy and running in and just giving each other hugs right there.
Well, those guys really stepped up, and let's take a look at the results for round here, or round 2.
Yeah, so round 2, well, we kicked off with the same format of best of 5s, but all kill, and Savitz selected Solcio as first opponent, went on to win 2, but then Lukesam with the reverse all kill.
Yeah, he beat every single one of the Genius players.
In a best of 5.
4 best of 5s in a row. That is really
all
impressive.
All 3 2s also going down to the wire. But then we did have the best of 1 final match as a tiebreaker because the Global Geniuses won a best of 7 yesterday in the best of 5 format, where we had a similar like Pro League format of winners stay. And, well, congratulations to the Korean players, Palmb and Lukesam. Flurry had a good run yesterday. Solcio probably the worst showing, but still he is the remaining champion from Season 1. And look at this, we have our rosters for Season 2 already ready to go, and Transit is back.
Some familiar face as well, a Ghost, another Golden Coin player, making it through. He does a lot of the organization on the team too, so it's cool to see more of them.
Greeny hours there.
Yep, so next Monday it looks like it's going to be Solcio versus Kuma, and then Miracle versus Qualifier. I gotta say, man, Hearthstone players in Korea have the worst IDs.
Yeah, their IDs.
Qualifier, like, come on, man. Come on.
Well, we'll see how they do as we kick off Season 2 right away next week. Thank you so much to our global players, of course, for joining us for this special match here, the global match between the Global Geniuses and the All Killers. It was fun to see how they match up.
They all go home with 2K apiece, so nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
And of course, we reminded you guys at the beginning of this 2-day event that this is something that OGN plans to do after every season. Something similar to this, probably growing in magnitude and production and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. It should be really exciting. And hopefully this has given you an idea on what to look for in Korean Hearthstone as we kick off Season 2 next week. Well, that's it. Across 2 days, this was Doa and Chober with approximately 20 hours of Hearthstone. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week with more Hearthstone. And in terms of OGN broadcast, well, you'll be back within a couple hours.
I'll be back at the studio in less than 12 hours for League. So, see you then.
All right. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you guys next week for Hearthstone Hearthstone Masters Korea Season 2.
Special match.
Oh, man.